point.
Ah! What the heck happened to it? Hey guys, it's Max.
Angelika.
And Vadim. And welcome to our unbiased blind camera comparison with the brand new S22 Ultra against the iPhone 13 Pro Max. And let me remind you guys, this is completely unbiased because Max actually took both phones yesterday and he took 30 photos and we have not seen any of them except for this first one that's on the laptop.
So go ahead and get out a piece of paper and a pen, play along with us, write down your answers, and let us know in the comments.
Yeah, make sure you guys do that. It's always a ton of fun. And let's start out with this first image. We have our bearded dragon, Spiky. I'm noticing that the one on the right is kind of like washed out in terms of the colors, and it looks like it might be a little bit too bright at some point, so I'm choosing the left.
I also don't see as much detail on the one on the right, by far.
And
S22.
the S22 Ultra definitely looks
start.
better in every way. We'll see if this is the best smartphone in the world here.
Let's see.
Here's our second photo outside, backlit during sunset.
I would say the right one is better because a lot of the details on the left are crushed.
I actually want to go with the left one because I don't like how the snow looks very blue on the right and like the details kind of like faded in terms of the colors and contrast.
All right, so you guys are disagreeing.
Yeah.
And Vadim went for the Samsung.
S22.
Angelika went for the iPhone. Now here we have an ultra wide shot.
Oh, easy.
That one easy?
Left. It's so
Yeah.
easy.
Left.
The right one is so just crushed.
This is almost like a silhouette wise,
Yeah.
but the dynamic range isn't really different. Actually,
Yeah.
this one might be better.
That's
if you look
really,
at sunset,
really
and you can
impressive.
still see Noah. And that is a
S22?
Samsung.
Oh, it's killing
Vadim,
it.
are you 3 for Samsung so
Yeah,
far?
I am.
Okay.
It's killing it.
And we have this shot right here. How's it look?
Wow, the right one looks amazing. I already know what it is because it's so good.
Yep, exactly. The right is the S22 Ultra,
again.
the improved 10X.
Wow.
I want to point out though that when we did this last time,
Yeah.
I don't know if it was half a year ago
Uh-huh.
or a year ago, the iPhone was terrible, horrible, and they've actually improved their algorithm since it came
not too
out.
bad.
We got our first selfie here.
For me, definitely the one on the right. The one on the left, just, there's no detail in their faces. It's so washed out.
I would also agree because the one on the left, it has no highlight roll off on the face. It's like completely flat, no shadowing, no lights. The one on the right is much more accurate
Exactly.
in that way.
That is the Samsung.
5
Look
and
at that
0.
selfie. It looks amazing, and the
Wow.
dynamic range is better up here
Super
too.
crisp.
All right, we got the shot, a wide shot against the sun.
The left, for sure, there's so much more contrast and detail and dimension, and even though there's that huge flare on it, this one also does have a flare. There's like this big purple spot.
I'm actually gonna go for the right because they're very similar, but the right one does not have like a huge flare going sideways. And I also noticed on the left, the trees are all crushed, so I'm going with the right. S22?
S22.
Wow,
Yeah.
Vadim.
So iPhone, even though they got rid of some of the flaring, it can still happen. Where Samsung, they have those rings now, but no flaring. And we have a portrait shot right here with the sunset.
I'm gonna go with the right on this one for a couple of reasons. I feel like it's more sharp and it's not as flat in terms of the contrast. And I like how you could actually see the sunset colors reflecting off of her face and her hat, whereas the other one's flat.
I definitely agree. The one on the right looks so much better. And also, I don't know if it's just me, but it seems like it's less like distorted.
Yeah,
Oh.
yeah, I agree. Yeah, this portrait
Yeah.
is so much better, and that is the iPhone.
Finally one for the
Vadim,
iPhone.
is that your first
That's
iPhone?
the first one, yeah.
On Max Tech, if you guys would believe it. All right, we got the shot of the Tesla.
I'm gonna go with the left, simply because I feel like the one on the right is just too dark in terms of the detail of the car. I don't know.
I agree.
S22 Ultra, and look at that, we don't have that flare
Oh, yeah.
that's right there messing up the car shot.
True.
And then we have
Wow.
a telephoto portrait with some nice compression that's backlit.
I'm gonna have to go with the right again because you don't really have that big of flaring. You do have a little bit, and also the face has more dimension in terms of highlight roll off and shadows, where this is like all flat.
I disagree. I feel like it's pushed too far with the contrast where it just does not look realistic. I'm gonna have to go with the left despite that.
All right.
S22 again for me.
And here is a shot of some buildings. Wow. What can you guys see?
I see a lot more detail on the left. If you look at the text, it looks so sharp, while the right image just looks so fake, so processed.
Yeah, the right does look very sharpened, almost like, yeah, like processed. The left one looks more natural, but I wish it had a little bit more contrast. So which one still gonna go left?
Left? Yeah, you can always add a little bit of contrast in. And that is the S22 Ultra. So there you guys go. You see that was a crop of the bridge shot section. Of course, the S22 Ultra has that 108 megapixel mode, which is what I was using compared to just 12 megapixels on the iPhone with some extra processing. And here we have our first video. Samsung, as you guys know, has 8K video, where the iPhone still is only at 4K. So let's go ahead and take a close look.
Right off the bat, I'm really liking the contrast, sharpness, and the color reproduction on the right, whereas the left looks kind of, I don't know, soft and just definitely not as good. So right is the winner so far.
Some parts of it, I noticed that the one on the left looks more natural. Like over here, it looks like slightly out of focus, while that's more in focus, where here everything looks sharp.
Yeah, I mean, the left is so soft, so right for sure.
So we have one that's 4K and one that's 8K. So Vadim's choosing the right. What are you choosing, Angelica?
Easy.
I'm also going for the right.
The right. Yeah, the colors and the HDR of it looks a lot better. And the right is actually the iPhone.
4K.
Yep. And here's the trick.
Beats 8K.
The iPhone, I actually had to crop in 50% digitally.
What?
Because the S22 Ultra, when you go into 8K, it doesn't use the full sensor. It crops in like 40% or so. So on the iPhone, I had to use digital crop to match up.
So this is cropped.
Wait.
That's cropped.
What?
So if you don't crop, it actually looks better than this. Compared to the S22. So that just proves that pure pixels, that doesn't mean you're gonna get a better video quality, because there's a lot of processing, HDR, other stuff that makes the image look better overall. And I probably would say that the 4K might look better on the S22 Ultra than their 8K once again. All right, let's move on.
I'm going with the right. The one on the left just looks too dark, too crushed for me.
Yep, same here. I think all these details are too crushed and kind of ruins it.
S22 Ultra, and we got a portrait shot.
I'm going with the left because the one on the right is really bothering me, because right behind her, it just gets so blurred out. It's completely unnatural. It's way too much blur.
Completely agree. This looks not real. It looks so fake.
You guys chose the Samsung.
Samsung.
You guys didn't notice, but there's actually no blur here at all.
Yeah.
Nothing at all?
It looks like the Samsung.
Right.
You can't do portrait mode if you're standing that far away. I tried it multiple times. The iPhone let you, and they used to be backwards actually. It used to be the iPhone couldn't do it. Now it looks like the opposite. But you guys still chose the one you guys liked better.
Too much blur on that one.
Yeah.
And we have this extremely difficult portrait shot.
Portrait shot.
Yep, static object with the trees there.
I mean,
Portrait
easily
shot.
the left. Easily the left, because the colors, sunset colors look more natural, especially like the stone or concrete, whatever. That's just so blue.
The contrast looks really good too.
Easily the left.
And I was surprised by how both of these did, cutting out all these tiny little things and all those trees in the background. So iPhone takes it because of color, and we got an ultra wide right here.
Left.
Left.
Instantly the left, because the color of the snow and also the sky is not blown out like it is there.
Compared to that. S22 Ultra. That ultra wide looks fantastic.
That's really good.
And we got a selfie here, backlit by the sunset. What do you guys think?
That's insane.
Which one should I keep long term?
The right one, man.
The right one.
The right one looks amazing.
Blown out here on the left. The face
It's flat.
no highlight roll off, flat. Yeah, easily the right.
Samsung with their 40 megapixel selfie camera.
Killing it.
Yeah, that's incredible. And then we got this neon signs and this window with a bunch of bright lighting.
I know what I like.
The right.
Yeah,
The
the
right.
right.
That looks great.
Yeah, the main thing is that boo sign
Yeah.
where it's not just completely blown out. So nice.
That is the 13 Pro Max.
Does that well.
So I guess the selfie sucks at HDR, but that rear camera does a killer job. And then we got a macro here in lower lighting.
Wow. Ooh.
Both go into macro mode.
Left.
Yeah, the one on the right is out of focus, looks like. Way out of focus.
Everything looks
I mean,
wrong.
everything's out of focus.
Yeah, everything
What's
is.
in focus?
Yeah. So left,
Samsung looks
Wow.
much better in terms of detail and also colors.
Interesting.
And then we got a pure nighttime shot. I mean, this was pitch black. I couldn't
okay.
even see Elon. So we're in the nighttime now.
Oh man, just the motion blur on both.
And he was moving around on both of them.
Was he? Yeah.
Yep.
I feel like the left one doesn't look as bad to me. I feel like,
Really?
I mean, look at the jacket. You see some detail here. He's just a
yeah.
blob.
Yeah, it's true. I don't know. I'm gonna go.
No
with
way. No way. No way.
Now choose what you want to choose.
I guess I'll go left because even though it has some noise, yeah, there's a lot of like smearing and like, yeah.
Look at his face here. What is that?
There's more
Yeah.
detail everywhere around him than him.
Yeah, it's kind of weird.
All right, and
Oh.
left is the iPhone.
left
Here's one interesting thing. For this photo, the iPhone took 2 seconds. This one is like 4 seconds. And most of the
Oh,
nighttime
okay.
photos, the Samsung took way
Okay.
longer to take them. And then we have an indoor, darker lighting portrait where you can use night mode and portrait mode.
Definitely the left for me. The right one, so much details are crushed. Way too contrasty.
I am also gonna go with the left because I don't like how on the right her hair is completely black. It's just crushed.
And she does not have
So,
black hair.
Yeah.
iPhone
iPhone.
takes the win for another portrait here. And then we have a food shot.
That looks
Ooh.
good.
One of
Left.
these phones have a food mode, but you can disable
okay.
the blur. The other one just automatic.
Yeah, left kills it. You could actually see
Left.
all the detail in the sauce and the
Detail.
herbs.
That is the
iPhone.
iPhone. Definitely a more natural photo there, and probably the deep fusion kicking into that lighting. And then we have a nighttime, super warm lighting. What do they call it? Portrait shot? Another portrait shot.
Yeah.
The left.
Yeah.
The right one in her face, it's so dark and there's not much detail. Way more crushed.
Yep, also going with the left because on the right, her eyes just look so dark and
Yeah.
like shadows under her eyes. You can't really see her face and her expression. So
You guys make some good points.
left, yeah.
That is the iPhone again.
iPhone.
So we're having some consistent results with
Interesting.
these phones here. And then we have a nighttime portrait selfie in a very tough situation.
Man, the left. Definitely the left. The jacket's so much more detail. This looks so flat and washed out.
Yep, I also agree left because there's a lot more detail on all the jackets, the coats. Even though like
Even
the
though it's
shadows are a
darker?
little bit darker, but it still beats it. Yeah, I agree.
Once again for the Samsung, doesn't matter what kind of selfie you're taking or when, they look amazing. And we have our second video.
Okay.
Both of these are 4K. Samsung made a big deal about their nighttime videography, nightography they labeled it.
Nightography.
So
okay.
let's take a look.
Oh my gosh, that's disappointing. That's so disappointing.
Ah! What the heck happened to it?
That is so disappointing.
Ah!
Wow.
What in the world? This is like potato cam.
All right, we're through. What do you guys think?
Potato cam.
Wow. At first, like in the first
What?
still shot, the left one looked really good, right? And then as soon as it starts playing, it just
Oh my! I mean,
Yeah, let's play that
Oh
and
my
we'll talk
goodness.
about it.
boom.
the noise
Yeah.
destroys it. It
got
destroys
brighter. It
the
made everything
colors.
brighter,
Everything's
but-
like bluish, purple.
But you can
Yeah.
see
There's
this
no
concrete
colors.
better. Isn't that good to see that?
This is like a potato. Yeah, the one on the right, detail, color, no noise,
Yeah.
10 times better.
All right, so right
Yep.
is iPhone.
Oh,
This
my
was actually the feature that I was most looking
What?
forward to, the nightography, making everything brighter
Look
at
those
night.
trees, too.
Yeah.
And maybe it's an improvement compared to the previous one,
Horrible.
but the iPhone just looks so much better.
Wow.
And I would probably say that maybe it's just because of that 108 megapixel sensor that they have to downsample
Oh.
from and process. It's so much work
The pixel
compared
bin.
to just 12 megapixels. All right, we got a shot here. It was super dark for this one.
I think I'm gonna go with the right. If I'm looking close, I see a lot more detail, especially like in the jeans and like the highlight roll off of his face, whereas the left is very flat, the entire image.
I actually disagree. I like the
Really?
left one more. I feel like in the jacket, I can see more detail. This looks kind of smoothed out. And some of the dark parts are kind of brought up, the shoes, everything. And the background here just looks too
Yeah.
processed.
So saying this looks more natural.
More natural.
This looks more processed.
Interesting, huh?
And
Wow.
the iPhone is more processed. You know what's funny? People always used to make fun of Samsung for being way
Yeah.
over processed and too contrasty.
Yep.
But what happened?
Yeah.
Now
that's weird.
the Samsung's more natural. And then we got this nighttime ultra wide.
Whoa.
I agree, that's what I thought. Whoa.
Yeah. I mean, like on the left, just everything's bright,
Right
but you can see everything, which is nice. The one on the right is probably more realistic to what it was like, but it's just so dark. I'm going with the left.
I'm also going with the left.
And that's Samsung.
S22.
Yeah, everything was actually darker than even in this photo. But yeah, you have so much detail there. And then we have this zoom shot.
That's a crazy difference.
Whoa, I
Insane.
mean, look at that. Look at my fresh basket. You actually
Perfect.
have the color.
That's not
Perfect.
crazy.
It's like white.
Dude,
Both
this
of these-
area, those lines.
Both of these were shot at 10x zoom.
10x zoom. Okay.
10x zoom here.
Yeah.
There's an interesting difference in focal length too.
No, the left is much better. Like you don't have all that
Wow.
compression, noise, artifacts. You don't have. Yeah, left.
And which one do
Wow.
you think? What do you think the left is?
I mean, it makes sense for it to be the Samsung because it actually has a 10x optical lens compared to 3x.
All right,
That's what it
guys.
needs to be.
This one shocked me because
No
that is
way.
the iPhone.
Wait, how is that possible?
How is it
I looked
possible?
into
It's
it.
a 3x lens.
I looked into it, and the truth is, when it's dark outside, the Samsung does not use
Use
that
it?
10x lens. Because
Oh.
this design, it loses a lot of light. It needs super bright lighting to work well. So here,
So what's it using? 3x?
the 3x lens. So
But
this is
why is it so much worse? Than the other
iPhone's 3x lens versus Samsung's 3x lens. And I
Wow.
think it all just goes for processing. The processing is just terrible here. And look, it's not even 10x. It's set to 10x. Look how much wider it is. It's like fake
Yeah.
10x.
Terrible.
An iPhone, in the last 6 months since the iPhone came out, I noticed on the zoom shots, they've made it a lot better with their algorithm. All right, we have this shot right here.
Wow.
Same thing. Wow.
Same thing.
Look, you
Ooh.
actually get the green Washington
The
power.
left looks
Yeah.
so good, so moody. So
Look at
nice.
these trees right
like
here.
that.
Oh yeah, jeez.
Oh.
That is the iPhone once again.
Oh my gosh.
And that is also, so this is a telephoto shot. This is actually just set to 3x. When I was shooting these, I didn't know that the 10x wouldn't work, so I was trying to use all the lenses. And even if you don't do digital crop, that's just the result. Now we have a really tough portrait shot here.
Wow.
The one on the right, because first of all, the left, it's all orange and like yellowish tint, everything. Here you actually have like differences in the colors, like the table, the flowers stand out, looks more natural.
I was
Right.
gonna go with the left actually.
And you guys are split. Vadim chose the iPhone, Angelica chose
more
the
natural, I mean.
Samsung. And then we have this shot. This might be the last one.
Sinatra, nice.
It was very dark. We have a variety of things here.
All right, with this one, I kind of feel like I'm going with the right because I'm looking really closely at the details. Like the record has more sharp details, and I like how the blue color is brought out more.
And I'm disagreeing. I'm actually
Really?
going with the left. I feel like the details pretty similar, and I do like the colors of the right one, but something about the right just feels distorted to me.
Really?
It feels unnatural. This one seems a lot more natural, and then I would just bring up whatever colors or contrast.
And we have the S22 Ultra for Vadim on the right and the iPhone on the left. And that
And that's
is
it.
the last
Wow.
one. So this
Okay.
was a shocker. So you guys let us know down below how many you voted for each. And if there were any surprises, we want to hear your guys' comments.
Yep.
These guys are tallying their stuff up.
Interesting.
And who wants to go first?
Vadim can go first.
All right, so for the iPhone, I have 13, 17 for the S22
Wow.
Ultra.
Is that the biggest
One.
gap you've had in
Maybe.
the past? Usually it's pretty close.
I mean, I'm impressed.
Yeah.
I think
Very
killed
good.
it in a lot of them.
Angelica?
And for me, I tied.
Oh, really?
So
15 and 15. We had 30 total.
interesting.
Wow.
So what were some surprises that we had?
That close up with the 3x
Yeah,
for the
that was
iPhone
a,
being way better.
that was a
Yeah.
shocker.
That's
A
crazy.
lot of the HDR seemed really good with the Samsung.
Yeah.
Like highlight roll-off wise, not being flat.
For all of the lenses, the
Yeah.
ultra wide, the main one, the selfie,
Very good HDR.
not flat for people, but also HDR is excellent.
Yeah.
Selfie camera
Oh,
is
yeah.
shocking.
Yeah.
Like, if you like taking selfies, I think this is the best
Every
phone in the
selfie was
world.
better.
Yeah.
I think.
Yep.
Yeah.
The
iPhone,
8K video.
the video.
The 8K.
Though, if you like shooting video,
Wow.
Marketing.
if you like shooting selfies and video, I'm sorry because the iPhone blows away the video quality. And then the iPhone's great for portraits too. For rear portraits, it did a really good job. So there you guys go. There's our unbiased camera comparison, and it looks like the Samsung is a killer choice, at least for Vadim.
That's good. That's good.
Definitely has lots of improvements compared to before.
They're both great.
And
They're both
overall,
good.
you can't really lose. Both of them are pretty nice. So there you guys go. Make sure you guys are subscribed because we're also doing another one with the S22 Ultra against the S21 Ultra and Note 20 Ultra. We'll see how much better is this phone and is it worth upgrading to. Check out one of those great videos right over there. This has been Max
Angelica.
And Vadim.
and we will see you in the next video.